Hey guys, JC here. It sounded a little bit like Lefty, didn't it? Hey guys. However, he says I'm not gonna try to impersonate him. But this is JC anyways. So I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but I did a video last week about one knife company that I didn't really have a good experience with. So I kind of wanted to do one this week about ones that I love and ones I have had good experiences with. Some of them I haven't had any experience with other than buying their knives because I've never had a problem with them because they're that good. So that's a good thing. So I want to start off the bat talking about two honorable mentions because these are basically my 5 top companies all together that make a bunch of different knives. But I can't really go without saying about my favorite OTF. I'm kind of new to the OTF game. I've only been collecting them for not even a year yet. Because like I said, we were just allowed to get them last July. So Guardian Tactical. And this is a 035. It's the only one I have. I'd like to get a 040 eventually. But I just haven't, had the money for it right now. And I have enough OTFs really, honestly. And I like this one so much for the size of it. It's just fantastic. I did go to, I forget what the place is called. I don't have it written down on me. I went to a place out west of Richmond this weekend. I'm going to forget what they're called, but I went down there and checked out all the knives they had. They had a real good selection of OTFs and all kinds of different stuff. All kinds of different brands that I love. Didn't have a knife that I particularly wanted to get that day because I have so many other knives and I'm kind of picky at this point. So it has to be really one I really want to get. But I did get a nice light there. So I got a Phoenix is what I got. But I'll be reviewing that later. But anyways, the Recon 030F. Talked about that. I'm kind of rambling on at this point. I'm trying to get through the video. But this is my favorite OTF. Some people are saying that it's got too much play for them. They all have a little bit of play. But it's an OTF. I mean, it's not necessarily like, it's not a what do you want to call it? I can't think this morning. Fixed blade. Thank you. It's not a fixed blade knife. But it's meant to come open and close like that, and I really still love the blade on it, and it's my favorite one. But anyways, another honorable mention. I wanted to talk about them real quick. Hogue. Hogue makes a great knife for the money. Great American-made company. The only reason I didn't add them on the list versus the other ones, and I'll be honest about this, is because I've only had one, and it wasn't necessarily I had a bad knife from them, but one of my Decas one time I got, and I have 5 Hogues. I think I gave one away to a buddy of mine for a gift, but I think so. I have 4 Hogues, I think. But one of the ones I had, they burned the tip up on it, like pretty bad, to be honest with you. And all the rest of them I had have been fine, great sharpening jobs, but this one they did. So I emailed them, and I'm not exaggerating about this. It took them like 3 months to get back to me, and I'm like, they probably forgot about it. And I sent another email like a month later, I think, and I don't think they ever responded to that one because I kind of copied and pasted it identical email. I'm like, well, maybe they didn't get it. I don't know, but literally it took them months on end to email me back, and I had already put a whole new edge on the knife and done everything. So I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys have dealt with Hogue's customer service, but it seems like to me, they're a little slower, you know what I mean? And I think it even said that in the website at the time. But anyways, that's beside the point. It could have been still they were slower from all the COVID crap going on and all that stuff at the time where everybody was shorthanded. So, let me know if it's tightened up a little bit now, guys. And if that's the case, that's a good thing. I may have to add them to my list next time. And, but I do have, like I said, I do have one of their OTFs, and I have several of their other knives. I don't remember how many I have, to be honest with you. But I like them. But anyways, number 5 on the list is going to be, I should have brought the box out, but whatever. It's going to be Vastide. So this is my newest Vastide I have. I need to break it in. I still haven't had a chance to carry it yet. I've been carrying other stuff. But this is a nightshade, and I like orange, safety orange. I'm a mechanic. I work with my hands. I like stuff that you can visibly see as far as my carry knives to work. So, it's Vastide to me. As far as Chinese manufacturers, as far as having budget type brands, this is the best one, in my opinion, by far. I don't have a slew of budget knives like some people I know, you know, especially, and I'm not hating on you. I love you for it. I wish I could kind of, you know, do the same thing sometimes, but I'm just not that big. It's no big deal. I'd kind of rather have a small channel anyways. I don't have enough time to donate to it, to put into it like I'd like to be honest with you, but I just do it for fun to get the feedback from people. But, you know, I don't have like every single brand of budget knives, but it seems like every time I get a budget knife, I'm disappointed at it. I really am. I mean, I'm disappointed. I have never been disappointed in a Vastid knife yet, for the money. Most of their knives I get, and this one I think was like right at 60 bucks. So I got this one at 60. I got a couple raccoons. Those are really, really cool. The Thunderbird was a little pricey in my opinion. But it's still great quality in my opinion. Like as far as budget knives, like, I mean, with the materials they used, the knife steel they used, the way the knife was manufactured, I mean, it was worth that kind of money. But, you know, if I'm doing budget knives, I like to spend really honestly less than 80 bucks. That's what I call a budget knife personally right now in this day and age. 2 years ago, it probably would have been under 50, but now, you know, it's probably 75 or 80. But Vastid makes great budget knives. So let's move on. And we're going to talk about, they make great automatics. I do have some of their automatics, but this is one of my favorite knives of all time ever made. Favorite button lock, favorite aluminum knife made. Malibu. So ProTech. I actually have 3 Malibus. I like them so much. They're just so fun to carry and play with. They do cut really well, to be honest with you, for a knife like that. And I love this blade shape. And like I said, I was on the video the other day, I was talking with Lefty. I'm like, hey man, make a real Wharncliffe, you know. Because some of the knives he's coming out with have this big, somebody called it a seagull hump, where it comes up and down, which I guess you can call that a Wharncliffe, but what I'm talking about is I love having a tip like that. I have a Hinderer like this. Love it. And the tip you can get, because, you know, I work as a fleet mechanic, you can get underneath the zip ties with it. You can get into wiring sheathing with it. It's almost like the tip of a razor blade. So this is the Wharncliffe style that I personally like. And they have done, I didn't close it all the way that time. And they have done a great job with it. But every Malibu I've ever had, I mean, it's just, you know, and the problem is the reason it's not shutting all the way is because I'm trying to help it. Like a regular knife, the Malibu, I forget, you have to just let it fall, you know, and then just kind of let it close on itself. But every Malibu I've had, don't have any lock sticking in them. I know I've seen some people say they have lock stick in them and they send them back and they fixed it. I've never had one. Like I said, I got 3 of them. I do have 2 that are out the side, open and automatic knives. I mean, they have the most snappiest out the side automatics. Just phenomenal in my opinion. So ProTech to me, let me just lay that down here. They get my 4th spot. Losing count. All right, move on to number 3. Number 3 is an OG really. I don't know about you guys on here, but one of the first knives I started collecting over 20 years ago, and I started kind of collecting knives or getting into knives, you know, was the Kershaw Ken Onion leak. Kershaw, you know, makes it obviously Ken Onion design leak. But you know, the Scallion, I had a couple of them too, but I don't like them as much as the leak. The leaks, I mean, I still have leaks floating around in here and leaks floating around in the car. I mean, you know, excuse me, the leak was one of the first knives I got, that and the Scallion. And I got one with the black and it had the Kershaw written on the side, the special edition one, and I lost it hunting. And I wish I still had that knife because that was my first one that I really liked a lot. But it is what it is. But this year, Kershaw have came out with a great line, and I like their American-made stuff. Their budget line, to me, some people like it, some people hate it. I haven't really bought a bunch of their budget knives. A bunch of guys at work have them, and I get to handle them. I like their U.S.-made stuff better. I'd like to see them make maybe a bar lock or reverse type of knife or something, reverse flicker type of knife on a budget lock knife, but make it in America, and I would pay more for it. That's fine. I mean, you can put it at the same price range as like a Deca or something like that, you know. in line with that would be good, in my opinion. They have their out the side launch knives. Those are under $150. I have the new launch. It's fantastic. I love that knife. That one is the only knife I've ever had that's an out the side opener that is close to a ProTech. And it's very snappy, feels great in the hand. It's got really, really nice micarta on the side of it. Absolutely love that knife. They killed that knife, but they killed this one too. This live wire, this is my second favorite. This is the best OTF for the money, all right? This is the Guardian Tactical still makes my favorite OTF, but for the money, you ain't getting no better than this, in my opinion, especially US made. Just the quality, just the feel. You can't even really feel the clip in the back, the way they did the clip. I've already done a whole review on this. I'm not going to keep talking about it, but I absolutely love this knife. They did burn my edge up a little bit on it when they sent it to me, but it's not bad enough to where I would send it back. It's just a little blued kind of, you know what I mean? So, but the knife is really sharp. I mean, I cut paper with it, so it's not, you know, it's very slicey, very, very slicey blade. But just the feel, the opening, I mean, it's just so easy to open, and it's got such a good little snappiness to it. I mean, for the money, it's the best OTF. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But anyways, but I don't have, like I said, a million OTFs. I do have one from pretty much, I mean, I don't remember how many I have now, but I have a bunch of different makers and manufacturers of OTFs now. And I've had them. I don't have any Microtechs left because I got rid of the one I had. I didn't really like it. Move on to number two. Number two. You kind of probably seen this coming. Man, I hate having this thing here because my elbow always hits it. But Spyderco. So, but usually, I don't know about you guys, but when I have my knives at work and I put them to my side and I kind of open them up, you know, I just basically just open them like that, and versus having to bring your elbow up like that. But anyways, I'm making excuses for not flipping open the knife correctly on camera the first time. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear it, but anyways, Spyderco. This is a PM2 titanium. I have several of their other series from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Man, Smoky Mountain Knife Works makes the best Spyderco exclusives in my opinion. The carbon fiber series they do is fantastic. I have two of them in M4. And M4, people badmouth M4. I got the coated ones. That stuff just holds an edge so good. M4 is just so fantastic at holding an edge. This one I think is a S30V, I think, or something like that. No, S45VN, I'm sorry. S45VN, and this knife. But, I mean, the Smoky Mountain Knife Works did a fantastic job putting this thing together, too. This is my only titanium Spyderco. Like I said at the time, I wanted to get the other scales for it. I got this whole knife for, it was $199 for this whole knife with the scales and everything on it. I couldn't turn it down to having, I mean, in the feel of this knife, it's just rock solid. The titanium is great. But Spyderco makes other knives I love too. It's not just that, but you know, they were the original designer of the pocket clip. People don't know that. So Spyderco's been around for a long time, and I love their stuff personally. But number one to me, this is a smaller company. It's an American-made company. TRM. You guys have heard me talk about it. To me, and this is a shadow. This is a shadow. But they're atom and neutron. I should have probably reverse flicked that. This knife, for some reason, I like reverse flicking a little bit better than I do front side flicking, or front flicking, whatever you want to call it. But this knife for a bar lock, and you know, bar locks are kind of, you know, everybody makes one now, and it's just, they're just kind of getting kind of played out to me, in my opinion, because everybody makes them. It used to be Benchmade made them, but they did a great job with this. These right here, whatever the bars, or whatever you call them, the buttons on the bars, you can unscrew these. Very, very cool. But they just did a great job with the shape of this knife. I love the G10 they use. The G10 they use is fantastic, in my opinion. I like that more than their micarta. That's just my opinion. But you know, the atom and the neutron, to me, I should have brought one out here. I always have one in my pocket. It seems like to me, the atom and the neutron is a knife that I use every other day pretty much. It's just like other knives I use in between carrying atoms and neutrons, and now this, to be honest with you. So the atom and the neutron, the reason I love those is because you can take the scales off. You know, I have the titanium version. I have several of each, more than several of each. It's kind of, you know, kind of ashamed by how many I have, to be honest with you. Not really, but it's just, you know, the knives I really love, I collect multiples of. And you can really just have one and change a bunch of scales on them all the time. But I have different ones I can just pick up and go with. I have like one in the G10 colorful material. I have titanium. I have one in the 3D material that's got the, it's got like the orange and black marbled type of thing. So atoms and neutrons to me, like that's, if there was one knife that I could probably just say, hey, you know, this is the knife for me, I would say it's, I mean, the neutron is kind of a smaller, lighter type of knife, and the atom to me is kind of perfect, I think. So I'd say maybe the atom over the neutron. But this thing, man, I'm telling you, they did a great job with this. I would like to, I mean, I know they did a couple in titanium. I'd like to see them do another titanium run of this. I'd love to get one of those. Like I said, I like their G10 a lot better than the micarta. I missed out on the micarta one, but I do have one in this and one in the black. So very happy with it. It'd be cool to see them do some different colors in this too, because, you know, I'm kind of a collector and I would collect different scale materials in the shadow. I love this knife so much to be such a wide blade in the tip. And from what I hear, I've never had a problem with their knife. I've never had to send one back, but they have excellent customer service. So my #1 spot is TRM. And this video has gone on long enough. I rambled enough. Let me know what your top 5 knife manufacturers are and what you think. Anyways, this is JC again. We'll chat with you guys later.